Hello and welcome to Harmony Hall, a sacred space for all. As we gather in peace, we will grow in our beliefs and let our spirits breathe, as we gently explore the many faiths and religions that shape our spiritual world. Harmony Hall is a place of respect, reflection, and spiritual curiosity. Today around the campfire,
we journey into two of the greatest sacred epics of ancient India, where legendary stories, divine heroes, and timeless teachings have inspired generations for thousands of years. Here, the great epics of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata took shape, weaving together history, mythology, morality, and spiritual wisdom into narratives that continue to guide millions today. Within the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, heroes and kings, sages and gods revealed lessons about courage, compassion, loyalty, and faith. Questions echoed throughout these stories that still inspire people today. What is the path of righteousness? How should we face duty and sacrifice? What does it truly mean to live with honor? Their stories would shape Hindu culture, philosophy, literature, and devotion for thousands of years, inspiring generations across India and throughout the world. So come with me today, as we journey into the timeless stories of the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, exploring legendary heroes, divine wisdom, and the enduring lessons that have shaped Hindu culture and inspired generations for thousands of years. Today, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana remain among the most influential sacred epics in history, inspiring millions through their timeless stories of courage, devotion, duty, and the enduring search for righteousness.
thank you for being here today, and for choosing Harmony Hall to help you on your spiritual walk to self-discovery.
There are stories that are so grand, so full of life, that they are told and retold for thousands of years. From the ancient land of India come two such monumental tales: the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. These are not merely stories. They are vast oceans of wisdom, heroic journeys, profound love, heartbreaking loss. They are epics that have shaped the values and beliefs of countless generations, offering a compass for navigating the often complicated journey of life itself. Our journey begins long, long ago in the prosperous and beautiful kingdom of Ayodhya. Here ruled a just and noble king named Dasharatha, who was beloved by all his people. But for many years, the king carried a deep sadness, for he had no children to carry on his legacy. After performing great rituals and prayers, his wish was finally granted. 4 sons were born to his 3 queens. The eldest of these princes was named Rama, a child who seemed to shine with a divine light. From a very young age, it was clear that Rama was special. He was brave and skilled in the arts of war. He was possessed of a deep well of kindness and compassion. Rama grew into a young man who embodied the ideal of a perfect son, brother, and prince. He was devoted to his father, King Dasharatha, and shared an unbreakable bond with his brothers, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna. People from all corners of the kingdom admired him, not for his royal status, but for his inherent goodness, and his unwavering commitment to dharma, or righteous duty. As Rama came of age, his path led him to Mithila, where a great contest was being held. The king of Mithila had a daughter named Sita, a woman of beauty, grace, and wisdom. To win her hand, a suitor had to string a mighty bow that had once belonged to Lord Shiva, a feat no one had ever managed to accomplish. But when Rama stepped forward, he lifted the bow with ease and strung it with such force that it snapped in two, the sound echoing like thunder across the land. With this incredible feat, Rama won the hand of the gentle Sita, and their union was celebrated with immense joy. They were a perfect match, their love as deep as their devotion to virtue and righteousness. Together, they returned to Ayodhya, and the entire kingdom rejoiced. It seemed nothing could disrupt their happiness, but fate had a harder path in store. We will not rush. We will walk alongside them, feeling triumphs and sorrows alike. Just as Ayodhya prepared for Rama's coronation, a dark cloud gathered over the palace. Years earlier, Queen Kaikeyi had saved Dasharatha's life in battle, and he had granted her 2 boons to claim whenever she wished. Swayed by a jealous handmaiden, Kaikeyi chose this moment to demand her payment. First, that Bharata be made king instead of Rama. Second, that Rama be exiled to the forest for 14 years. Dasharatha was heartbroken. He loved Rama more than his own life. He begged Kaikeyi to relent, but she remained unmoved. When Rama learned of it, he showed no anger. His father was bound by a sacred vow, and his father's honor mattered more than any crown. Sita refused to remain in the palace while her husband faced hardship. Lakshmana vowed to accompany Rama and serve him in exile. They laid aside royal garments and dressed in simple bark clothing, bidding a tearful farewell to family and people. They walked into the deep, quiet world of the forest. They built huts, foraged for food, and spent their days in meditation and prayer. Deep within the tranquil Dandaka forest, a great and terrible test awaited. A powerful demoness became infatuated with Rama. When rejected, she raged and tried to harm Sita. Lakshmana intervened, disfiguring her. She fled to her brother, the demon king of Lanka, Ravana. Ravana, 10-headed, immense in power, arrogant and cruel, heard her tale and was consumed by a dark desire. He devised a wicked plan. He commanded a follower to transform into a magical golden deer. The deer appeared near their hut. Sita was captivated and begged Rama to capture it. Though wary, Rama could not deny her. He asked Lakshmana to guard Sita and pursued the deer. He chased it deep into the forest and shot it. As it died, it cried out, perfectly mimicking Rama's voice. Sita heard the cry and, in panic, begged Lakshmana to help his brother. Lakshmana was torn. When Sita accused him unjustly, his heart ached. He drew the Lakshmana Rekha and instructed Sita not to cross it for any reason. No sooner had he left than Ravana appeared, disguised as a frail holy man. Playing on her kindness, he tricked her to cross the line, revealed his monstrous form, and seized her. He carried Sita away to Lanka. Rama returned to find the hut empty and Lakshmana distraught. Grief washed over Rama, but sorrow became resolve to find Sita at any cost. They searched through the vast forests of the south, their hearts heavy with uncertainty. Then came allies, the Vanaras, a race of intelligent, mighty monkeys. Among them stood Hanuman, son of the wind, immensely strong and shape-shifting, whose devotion to Rama was unwavering. He pledged his life and his army. With a divine leap, Hanuman crossed the ocean to Lanka, found Sita held captive, and delivered Rama's ring, a sign of hope. With Sita's location known, they faced the vast ocean between them and Lanka. Under Nala and Nila, the army labored, lifting boulders and trees, inscribing Rama's name on every stone. Miraculously, the stones floated. For days and nights they labored, building a magnificent floating bridge, Rama Setu, a symbol of faith and collective effort, spanning India to Lanka. Once complete, Rama's army crossed the sea and prepared for battle. They faced Ravana's forces, giant demons, master sorcerers, terrifying warriors. The battle for Lanka was long and brutal, shaking the very earth. At last, Rama confronted Ravana, loosed a sacred weapon, ended his reign, and liberated Sita. Now we turn to the Mahabharata, a tale more complex and somber. It is concerned with the webs of human relationship, duty, and the painful cost of choices. At its heart is a dynastic struggle for the throne of Hastinapura, between two sets of cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Pandavas, Yudhishthira, embodiment of truth; Bhima, of great strength; Arjuna, peerless archer; Nakula, famed for beauty; Sahadeva, known for wisdom. They were raised with virtue and beloved by elders. The Kauravas were 100 sons of the blind King Dhritarashtra. Their eldest, Duryodhana, was consumed by jealousy of his cousins. From childhood, rivalry grew into bitter enmity, stoked by his uncle Shakuni. To keep peace, the kingdom was divided. The Pandavas received a wasteland, which they transformed into Indraprastha, a wondrous city. Their success deepened Duryodhana's rage. He would soon devise a fateful plot to strip them of all they held dear. Unable to defeat his cousins fairly, Duryodhana and Shakuni plotted treachery. They knew Yudhishthira's weakness. Honor compelled him to accept any challenge, even dice. Shakuni, a master with enchanted dice, lured him to a game in the Great Hall. At first the stakes were small, but with each throw, Yudhishthira lost. He lost his jewels, his treasury, and his herds, yet continued, hoping to win it all back. He wagered Indraprastha and lost it, then his brothers, and lost them to slavery. At last he wagered himself, and lost. He was broken. But cruelty continued. They goaded him to wager his wife, Queen Draupadi. She was dragged into the court in defiance of honor. Dushasana attempted to disrobe her, while elders sat silent. By divine grace, her virtue was protected, but the wound was mortal to the court's honor. To avert war, Dhritarashtra decreed exile, 12 years, and a 13th in hiding. If they succeeded, their kingdom would be restored. With heavy hearts they left, vowing to return. For 13 years the Pandavas honored the sentence, wandering, ascetic, gathering strength and wisdom. In the final year, they remained hidden from Duryodhana's spies. When exile ended, they asked only for 5 villages, 1 for each brother. Duryodhana refused even land to fit the tip of a needle without war. Allies were summoned. Armies from across the world gathered on Kurukshetra. The Kauravas, led by Bhishma and Drona, faced the smaller, righteous Pandavas, Arjuna and Bhima. Uncles against nephews, students against teachers. The air was thick with sorrow. There, between the two armies, the conch shells poised, Arjuna's courage failed.
His mighty bow slipped from his trembling hands. He said with despair, "I cannot fight."
Krishna spoke, the Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Lord. He taught, the soul is eternal, indestructible, and cannot be killed. Do your duty without attachment to results. Karma Yoga. Fight unrighteousness without fear. Whether victory or defeat, joy or sorrow, remain steady and offer your actions to a higher purpose. Enlightened, Arjuna's doubt vanished. He lifted his great bow. The war raged 18 days. The Pandavas won, but with terrible loss.
Thank you for joining me today on this sacred walk through time. Here in Harmony Hall, we gather in peace, grow in our beliefs, and let our spirits breathe, as we gently explore the many faiths and religions that shape our spiritual world. Join us next time, as we continue this journey of wonder, wisdom, and reflection, because here in Harmony Hall, all religions are welcomed and every voice is heard.